Speaking of crime dramas, we have an internal crime drama that happened here on the podcast.
All right, your boy Nicky Pringles went to jail. All right, I'm a hardened criminal. I'm getting my tats ready. I'm going to shave my head. This is my last day with him.
Dead man walking.
Crazy son of a bitch.
As you all know, we are. Yeah. That's what I got. As you all know, I'm talking Mel Gibson. As you all know, we all live here in Viva Las Vegas, home of alcoholism, partying, and great times. So we're all in the restaurant industry. As you know, you've seen me drink on camera. You know, Nicky likes to drink. There's a bar about 2 blocks away from my house that I frequent all the time. There is a U-turn that goes into my neighborhood that is illegal, but very convenient. And I got a DUI. So about a week and a half, what is it, 3 weeks now? About 3 weeks ago,
You were locked up for 1 month.
I was locked up for about 40 hours, somewhere around there.
Oh, I thought it was a month.
Yeah, so about 3 weeks ago, I went to the bar by my house, left the bar, it was 4 a.m. I'm the only car on the street, me and the cop, apparently. Did the illegal U-turn. He lights me up, does the field sobriety test, all that crap. I end up getting taken to jail. So when you go to jail, a lot of things that you hear about that you're not necessarily sure are true or not, it's all true. They treat you like a fucking animal. They treat you like the worst piece of garbage that's ever walked the face of the earth. The abuse, like physical, like emotional, and all types of abuse is astonishing. So what you notice when you're in there is a lot of the personality types that these types of jobs attract are people that probably don't have much power in their personal lives, or like probably weren't very popular in high school. Like a lot of them were like, like they were a lot of like troll, like fat, out of shape people and guys like that. Just weird, like weak character people, just yelling and screaming and down talking everyone around them. A lot of the people that I was locked up with were innocuous little stupid things like that. Or one of the guys got into an argument with his girlfriend at the casino. He's like 40-year-old Asian dude. Like he was on vacation from Florida, super well dressed, super well spoken, really nice guy. Apparently, like he like grabbed her arm or something at the Golden Nugget, and like it was between them. They weren't even like mad at each other after the fact. Someone saw it in surveillance. They ran down, grabbed him, cuffed him, took him to jail while his girlfriend was saying that she doesn't even have a problem with any of this and just to let it go. He comes to jail, pays $3,000 on his credit card for bail. Yeah, and they don't let him out. He was in there almost the entire time that I was in there as well.
What was he paying for?
Yeah, that would have been money.
Yeah.
So like this is going to speak to like kind of the abuse in general. So, you know, after like literally tens of hours of being in there, you see the COs walking by, the correctional officers walking by. You don't know what time it is. You have no idea how long you're going to be there. You don't know what you're being charged with. You don't know like if there's going to be a process. This guy had to catch a plane the next morning at 11 o'clock. He's trying to like call his wife to like see if he could even make his flight. Yeah. So after hours and hours, again, having paid his bail, no real situation had occurred. No one even wanted to press charges. He lightly taps on the window. Again, well-spoken guy, clean dress, middle-aged, normal dude, right? And the guy's walking by and he's like, excuse me, sir. He's like, can you please just go and check and let me know what's going on with my bail? He's like, I want to catch. And in the middle of him just asking for this simple bit of information, the guy looks at him with disgust, squints his eyes, and just walks away in the middle of him asking that question, where he sat there not knowing what was going to happen to him for another 10 to 15 hours. Yeah. And this is how they treat people just all throughout this process. They just talk down to you. They yell at you. They demand things from you. They talk to you like you're a piece of garbage. And it's just like over nothing. We're not murderers. Absolutely. These are normal people. And this is how I knew that like a lot of them are demented too. There was one guy that was in there and he was clearly like a homeless, crazy person. Okay. Right? So he's standing there, like they bring you out in the hallway when they're transferring you to other parts of the jail, whatever. They make you face the wall or stand a certain way. And the guy's looking down at his feet and he's just mumbling to himself nonsense. And one of the CLs, who was like one of the best, like the better ball busters in there, like just screaming at everyone. Yeah. He's like, shut the fuck up. Don't fuck with me. He's like, what are you saying? And the guy's just mumbling crazy as shit. And he goes, don't you fucking test me. He's like, I will fuck you up, like screaming at this guy. And so what do you think a crazy person is going to do? He's not going to rationally comprehend what the cop is asking him.
Oh yeah, but so well now.
Starts talking even more and like even more like lunacy, if you will. So he's like, you know, looking around and kind of shouting. He's like, this is bullshit, and like blah, 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 just running his mouth. Yeah. And that guy's screaming. I'm like pushing him against the wall. It was disgusting. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, who's crazier? You or him? Like, you know, you're talking to a crazy person. You know, you're not going to get the reaction you're looking for. You're looking for an excuse to fly off the handle and be abusive. It was just so transparent, like the egos and the vulgarity of their attitudes. It really bothered me, honestly.
I kind of enjoy that though, man.
Do you?
I like when they kick the shit out of the drunks.
You like being dominated though, don't you? No, I like when they kick the shit out of the drunks.
Man, is that you're right. You're absolutely right. Yes. You went in there and you probably showed them utmost respect because you always respect.
I'm not a bad guy.
Mr. Chow, who slapped his old lady, he probably was a good guy. You know, he had like a moment where, you know, he wasn't himself and something happened, stuff like that. But you gotta understand, man. day after day, they are dealing with the worst, most, what would you call that when somebody thinks they deserve something?
Entitled
motherfuckers that come to Vegas and think they could do whatever they want and come in there and wave their penis or throw bottles at cars and stuff like that. Going in there going, when is this? When is this? I'm telling you, man, it's a grind. Maybe even the time that you were in there, it wasn't that. But did you go in on a weekend?
I don't remember.
Okay. Because I was going to say, if you were, I think it was a weekend. That's why it took so long. Like, because I think I talked to Iggy Sunday morning, and I think that's why it took so long for you to even get out, because they don't let you out. Like, you know.
Well, they make money off of every 24 hours that you're in there. So no matter when you get booked, they're going to try to keep you there for 24 hours to get paid by the state. I know so much about jail from the guys that frequent the place.
Regulars.
Yeah. They know their own like prison numbers by heart. I'm not bullshitting. Like they literally know their own prison numbers by heart.
Anybody for some real shit, or did they go to the shower?
There was a few in there for some real shit, but there was a lot of us that were in there for nonsense. It's just like a money making scheme. They just pick people up over nothing. They lock you up. They treat you like crap. They don't feed you. You're in a freezing cold room on a cement floor with nothing. You have nothing, dude. Like if you have a medical condition, they don't give a shit, dude. You're just laying on the floor in the freezing cold, and for hours and hours and hours and hours. And they, at one point, they fed us. They call it chow. You can't call it food. You have to call it chow. They get really upset about this. And so it was chow time, and they gave us dry frosted flakes with no milk whatsoever, and these like shallot potatoes. It looks like they just poured water and like a half and half packet on top of it. It was so disgusting, man. Everything about
Mother's recipe.
Yeah, it was. And they don't give you anything to drink. You're drinking out of this disgusting stainless steel sink that's attached to the toilet from your hands. They used to give you like juice boxes. Yeah, all that fucking, it tasted like farts, bro. It was disgusting. But a lot of people there were in there for nothing, like absolute nonsense stuff, and they were being treated like hardened criminals. And here's the thing, I get what you're saying, but you can immediately tell the difference within 2 seconds of talking to someone who's a real problem
to abuse people.
And who's not, man, and who's not. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
I always like picture them people, saints that have to deal with that, and then are actually still cool after years of working there. You know what I mean?
There's just no need to behave.
Wouldn't it be funny if
they get off
Asian dude paid the $3,000 and like 10 hours went by, and
I felt so bad for that guy.
Walks by and goes, chow, chow, and he's got the frosted flakes, and he's like, am I getting out?
I knew you were. I can almost call them now. I've known you just under a month, and I'm like,
you feel it.
Yeah,
you feel it bubbling up.
Yeah.
He's
got a pun.
Be honest, you've been in jail, right?
Yeah.
Did you have a similar experience?
I didn't drink, drive, never got busted.
You've never been in jail ever?
Never.
Wow, you?
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe that I'm the one. Have you been in jail?
No. Well, no.
All right then.
Never been arrested.
All right, so just me.
Man.
Thanks, bro.
Oh, baby.
Next time I need you to bake me a cake with a file in it.
I'll send it in.
Get out of this place. I'm gonna do a cartoon style.
Make the frosting. It'll say, I'll have the frosting on there, and it will say, "Hope you're home soon" with a big winky eye, and you'll know exactly what it means. You know what I mean?
Like, why does this cake have a fuse? He hides dynamite.
A lot of those guys go there to like awaiting prison and stuff like that.
Yeah. There's some of those in there.
My buddy was detoxing heroin when he got locked in, and he said that he was in a room and like the Mexican whites get along for the guys that are in the North Tower, you know what I mean, like the violent crimes and stuff. And he said that he was in there, and he had like you get a bunch of cellies until you go to prison, then it's just you and another guy. But he's had a bunch of people, and this Mexican dude tapped him on his shoulder, and he was basically dying. He's detoxed off of heroin, and he said he remember just feeling this fear, like, please not now, like, please not now. Like, he's down, but he was just like, please not now, like, I'm dying, please. Like, you feel less than shit. Like, if you're gonna whip my ass, just let me sleep afterwards. Oh, sorry. If you're gonna whip my ass, just let me sleep afterwards. So he's sitting there, and he turns around, and the dude has like 4 Advils, and he says, take these. He says, you got 3 days, and then you're gonna have to start helping out around here. So,
are you serious?
So he was real cool with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They like took care of him.
At least they gave him a moment to collect himself.
That was nice.
Dude, I have a thyroid condition. You have to tell them you have to go to medical before you get booked up, so they can give you the meds and not have lawsuits and all that.
Of course.
So I tell them I have hypothyroidism. I'm on levothyroxine, the smallest dose or whatever, and like a day and a half later, the nurse comes around with pills, and they open the cage. They call me up. They open the cage or whatever, and she was like, mumbling. She's just this black lady. She was just mumbling to me. She's like, we didn't have, so I'm just giving you this and this and this. And I'm like, what? And I went to go ask, and they got immediately pissed off that I even had a question about my own medical safety.
Oh, no.
And I just had to fire these pills down and just hope to God that they got this right.
Yeah.
And like, I only take one tiny pill. I'm like, why are you giving me a combination of pills? I don't even understand what you're giving me. So
Do you know what it
can't
was?
no,
No?
I still to this day. I was just like, all right.
Vitamins, probably.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah,
Just a bunch of vitamins.
placebos. It's all just sugar pills. Yeah, I was like,
These are M&Ms.
yeah. It was wild though, man.
And the black lady.
Dude, there was people in there where like their whole family was in with them at the same time. Like my one homeboy, Charles, shout out to Charles, man. Call me when you get out, buddy. He's fucking hilarious. I love this guy. Yeah. We changed numbers and everything. But he had his uncle was in the next cell. His baby's mama was in the next cell. I think it was his brother as well that was in the next cell.
Damn.
And so like the vent kind of goes, the ventilation system goes to all the cells so you can kind of hear each other in different rooms.
Okay, yeah.
So he would stand on the toilet and scream into the vent to talk to his uncle, and he called his uncle Dollar. So he would stand on the toilet and be like, "Hey, yo, Dollar!" And then you'd hear it. You'd hear his uncle in the next cell. He'd be like, "What's up, nephew?"
Yeah.
And they just like have a conversation. Like it was wild, bro. It was
the
great.
Charles Jackson family reunion.
Charles was hilarious. You know what Charles was in for? They dropped all of his charges. Like he bought a stolen wallet, right? So someone was selling like a $1,200 Gucci wallet,
Okay.
and it was orange. And he's like, "I love orange." He's like, so he buys the wallet for like $60, and he's like, "This wallet seems way nicer than what I paid for." So he looks it up online, realizes it's worth like $1,100-$1,200. So he's like, "I'm just gonna flip this and take the guy could buy another orange wallet because I'll sell it for like $600 or something like that." So he finds a buyer for this wallet. Him and his girlfriend go. They're like at this parking lot. There's a bank over here on the side, but they're supposed to meet like by the food joints or whatever. So he sees a guy just standing off to the distance, like by the bank, not where they agreed to meet or whatever, and that was the guy. So yeah, that's exactly what happened. So he's like, "All right, I'm driving over there." He goes, "Something doesn't feel right," but I'm just like, whatever. Let's just get this cash, go get some food, and go home. And so his girl goes out to make the transaction. She meets him up out there. He goes, "I knew something was wrong because she was talking to him for way too long. Like that should have just been a quick handoff. Like what's the conversation for?" He's like, "So I got weird, got out of the car." He's like, "I started walking to go get her." He goes, "I turn around." He's like, "And there's two undercover agents like with gun." He called the low gun.
Yeah.
And he's like running. He's like, they were just right behind me.
No.
So apparently that wallet had been stolen in a B&E like a week before. So they thought that him and him and his friends were the ones that broke into the house and stole the wallet. So he had to like get locked up, go to jail.
Profile too.
Yeah, exactly. He said they would like they were the same height as us, like everything.
Are you
it was
sure
horrible.
Charles didn't,
He didn't do it, dude. I talked to him long enough in there. I was like, nah. He already told me he was in prison for 6 years. He had done all kinds of other shit. Dude, that would have been the least of his omissions. Yeah. So they ended up finding out that like it wasn't them that did it, and all the charges got dropped. But he was in jail for that too.
It's crazy. A BNE at a BNB.
Yeah. Airbnb.
Yeah. Dude, I would never trust strangers with my house, dude. I mean, I guess you make money, but they said that there's a lot of grief owning B&Bs.
Dude, anyone else out there that's ever been to jail for some innocuous thing and you're not a terrible person, if you have a story like mine, drop it in the comments. I'm curious to know if this is just like abuse on a staggering level, or if maybe there's another reason why they behave this way. Maybe if you are a CO, throw something in there that'd be interesting as well.
Or if you have a horrible story that you did a lot of time for, put that in the comments too, please. You know what I mean?
Oh, please.
We love it all.
Yeah, we'll shout you out live on the air.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to me.
Well, the big